Stand up. Stand up for Big G. Stand up for Soto. Stand up for Yankee fans everywhere. Supporters of our channel. Supporters of Yankee fans and subs of all channels, of all Yankee channels. Salute to all you guys. Salute to Javier. Salute to Brad. Salute to Jacob. Salute to Alex. Salute. Okay, everybody in the chat. We're going to give some time for everyone to hop on and say hello. This is a wonderful freaking moment that we have to share with you guys because we've been doing this for what 4 or 5 years now, and we've waited for this day, and it means a hell of a lot. And it means a hell of a lot to have my brother Rob, who we saw it live together. So salute, Rob, dude. We did it. We did it.
We did it. We fucking did it. We are going to the World Series, and yeah, shout out to everyone that's been with us since day one, and everyone that's gonna pop in. I'm sure as the night goes on, it's past midnight here. It's 5 a.m. over where Donald is, and we're still kicking. So it's been a hell of a journey. That's right, Brad. What's up, FJ? What's up, everybody? It's been a hell of a ride. It's been a hell of a season. It's job's not finished, but we got some time to celebrate this, and I think it's much deserved. That was one hell of a series to take it in five against a really, really good team in Cleveland in their house. And to have it be Juan Soto that got the finishing blow, I think is pretty special because that was the player that we said was going to put us over the top. And we said that was the difference maker compared to postseasons past was Juan Soto, along with playoff G. And those are the two guys that really propelled us to this American League Championship. And hopefully we get a couple other key guys to help us in the World Series. But fact of the matter is we're going. We're there. And that's step 3 now, right? What was step 1 was to make it. Step 2 was to win the division. Step 3 was to win the pennant. And we did all those. Now it's step 4. We're 4 wins away from 28.
4 wins away from 28. Just let that sink in, guys. Marinate in that. We're 4 wins away from the 28th World Series championship. We can already see people are flooding in. I'm almost speechless, bro. Like, what does it mean to you? Um, uh, Tell us a little bit about how you became a Yankee fan and what it means to you.
I grew up with it. Kind of forced into it. I got to choose my football team, but I didn't get to really choose my baseball team. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I was forced into this because it's the best team in the world, best team of all time, and it's been too long since we've been in the dance, and we're finally back. I was in high school last time we were in the dance, and it's been way too long. And we want Tats here, Brad. We trying to get him. He said he's not in the condition to be on the stream. He had some issues with the broadcast, so he'd like to get caught up with everything that happened before he celebrates. But we wish he joins us. I'm trying to guilt trip him into coming on here because he needs to be here for this. But yeah, man, this is all.
Without saying anything, gonna stay positive,
This
dude.
is
So yeah,
awesome
finish
feeling.
what you were gonna say, man.
This is a fantastic feeling, man. It means everything. This is what we expect. Most of the we know we can't do it every year, but we expect to be in the running every year for a championship, at least most of the years, and we're finally back. We've been close in the last few years. We've gotten close. We've gotten to within one win. We've got to the ALCS a few times, but never felt like it was a team that was going to get there. And this team felt special from day one, and they've been special in more ways than one. They've been special, but special enough to win the American League. And yeah, now we just got to figure out our opponent. And this is a fucking phenomenal feeling. It's a high that I don't ever want to come down from.
One of the great special things about baseball is it's passed on through the generations. It's one sport. It's the one thing that really is passed on from like your mother, your father, grandmother, your grandfather. It's really something that's passed on through the generations. So I know from a personal perspective how much this would mean to my grandfather, rest in peace, because he was the one that gave me the gift of being a Yankee fan, man. When I was a little kid, very very little, he was telling me all about the Yankees, and then we went to our first game together, which was David Cohen's perfect game, and then ever since then, it was a love affair that has only strengthened. Um, the Yankees are my absolute ride or die. Um, it means so freaking much to do this, to be in this situation, to be here, and to share it with y'all. I mean, the last time we were at a World Series, or it was 2009. I mean, to be able to do this now and to have a community to share this with, it means a hell of a lot, you know. So for those that are subscribers to this channel, I want to say a big personal thank you, guys, for riding with us, um, and I'm so glad that we can share this. Let's share this World Series together.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Raziel, I feel great. Look, I obviously, yeah, we were all down because of what happened in Game 3 for obvious reasons, and they've almost found a way to blow that game yesterday. Let's not sugarcoat it. I know we're supposed to be positive right now, but that's exactly why I was feeling the way I was about Game 3, because of what happened, almost happened in Game 4. But hey, they won. It's all that matters is they got the W. So hats off to the Yankees. Um, hats off to the players. Hats off to Aaron Boone, because he managed a hell of a series. He had a couple of blips in the radar up here and there, but no, what manager doesn't? He manages ass off so far this postseason, and he's now an American League champion manager. So there was a lot of people, myself, Donald included, on this show and on Twitter, and people that we have in our chat that said we would never get to one with Aaron Boone. Well, not this time. He's there. So credit to him, credit to the players, credit to this bullpen, with the exception of maybe one guy, but credit to this bullpen because they pitched a hell of a game today. And credit to Big fucking G, ALCS MVP, well deserved. They should have traded him a long time ago, right? Should have benched him, should have cut him. And credit to Juan Soto. Credit to this whole fucking team, even the guys that didn't step up, because they're all part of it. And I'm glad that we got to be a part of it with you guys, because we've been waiting too long for this. Hell of a fucking season. It's still not over. Job's not finished, but we got to celebrate this.
Now we can celebrate for a couple days. We've got Dev Finch in the chat. Salute Tony Vlogs Adventure, Yankees graduation. Salute to Tony Vlogs Adventure. Thank you for joining us. Regil the Great, thank you for joining us. Regil, how are you? Jonathan, World Series. Jonathan, salute to you. FJ, salute FJ. And LI Yankee King. LI Yankee King, we've had our disagreements, but I can absolutely agree with this. I can't believe this happened. I'm an emotional wreck right now. I can't stop crying to go to the World Series. I can absolutely testify to that because I was in tears, freaking live, calling it with Alex and Luca. Salute to them and their great channel, Big Blue in the Bronx. Will be plenty more celebratory streams and live streams, so you guys go and make sure to sub up to them too. We were all very fucking emotional. I certainly was. I think Rob called your dad, and you called your brother, and I called my cousin live on air. We were fucking crying, like this is what it's about, man. This is what it's about. This is what the Yankees do. It's like you bring generations together, your family members together. It's this fucking beautiful thing.
I mean, I'm still trying to figure out if that really happened. That's what I was saying before we went live, like, because it's storybook, right? The one guy that was vilified by a large majority of this fan base is the reason we won this series. Giancarlo Stanton, for whatever reason, is hated by, or was up until now, was hated by a fucking large majority of this fan base because of his injury history. And it had people saying we were going to cut him after the season and eat $100 million or force him to waive his no trade clause and go to Seattle, DFA him, put him on the bench, and all this nonsense for a guy that's done nothing but play his ass off. And unfortunate injuries have derailed his what would be a guaranteed Hall of Fame career. But one thing this guy has done every single year, no matter the criticisms, no matter the injuries, he's always shown up in October
Yeah,
every single time, and he
let's
did it
talk a
again.
little. Let's talk a little Big G. But first of all, Brad, my kid smile is that's what I'm talking about, man. This is what we do. We pass on to the generations. Regil the Great, Big G equals Mr. October. Let's talk a little Mr. October. Because now me and Rob can positively stand on our platform, our considerably growing platform, and say, all you Stanton haters, suck it. Fucking suck it. Because that dude is absolutely money in October. It's one of the greatest Octobers ever. That's what Stan's just delivered us. The greatest Octobers ever. Do you see where he is now in the all-time home run list as a Yankee in the postseason? Fourth all-time. Ahead of Babe Ruth. Ahead of Babe Ruth. Big G is putting himself in the annals of Yankee history. That's my fucking G. That is my fucking G. Absolutely. Shield.
It does. It
Suck.
feels like we should be taking a victory lap for the guy
We
because,
should, because we've always been a supporter of him. And
hmm
there's so many guys with like 10,000 followers on X that are like, this guy can't run. He needs to be cut. He needs to be. Well,
not us.
not us.
I've gone to war with people, like almost to a point where I would want to throw hands with them with the way that they were speaking about a player on our own team, and for no reason. The guy's done nothing wrong. It's not like he's forcing it. It's not like he's getting a baseball bat and cracking himself in the legs and putting himself on the IL. Unfortunate injuries have slowed this man's career down. What would have been, like I said just a few minutes ago, it would be an easy Hall of Fame career. Now it's probably a borderline, but he'll probably get in.
Well, with
Guaranteed.
October,
Yeah.
the most
Um.
important thing, Hall of Fame or not, the most important thing, he's probably going to end up in Monument Park now because of
Yep.
this fucking October.
This is a guy that deserves all the recognition that he's getting right now because, again, for whatever reason, he was hated, and all he's done is shown up in big moments, not just the playoffs, but in the regular season as well. He's had his big moments, and he's a tough dude, and he's always said the right things. He just said it last night. It doesn't mean anything because we haven't won anything yet. And then just a few minutes ago, he said he doesn't want this trophy. He wants the next one. Like,
It's my G.
come on, that's what you want to hear. That's what everyone wants. That's what everyone says. They want the guy with the Kobe mentality, and Giancarlo Stanton's got it. He's had it since day one. He's always wanted to win. He wanted to be here. He had a list of 4 teams he wanted to go to, and the Yankees were on that list. And it's a player that wants to be here, that wants to win. And for whatever reason, people, even when the playoffs started, one game where he was the only one to drive in a run, and they wanted him benched.
Rob, what is this postseason OPS? Not just this season, but in general. It's well over freaking like 1,000, man.
I'd have to go and double check that because
Yeah, double check that. But let's talk about this freaking postseason while we do that. I mean, we've already seen him stand on business in previous postseasons.
it is over 1,000. It's a 1.09.
Unbelievable.
Oh, 0.19. I'm sorry.
Insane.
16
Considering
home runs.
800 is considered fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's well over 1,000. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But let's look at this fucking postseason. He put this team on his back, man. That Royal Series was tough, but he put this team on his back and got us through that series. We get in this situation against the Guardians, who are a great team. They fought. They put us in so many tough situations, and Stanton just kept coming back and coming back, going, I got this. Freaking unbelievable. A mind-blowing series from Giancarlo Stanton. Absolutely unreal. And then we get to today. We're 2-zip down. And to be honest, I have to be honest, I was thinking, you know what? It's not the worst thing in the world. We can go to New York and we can close it in New York. But no, Big G's like, no. just hold your horses here for a minute. Boom. Absolutely unbelievable home run. And once he hit that home run to tie this thing up, I thought, holy shit, I think this is going to happen. We're going to get into Soto in a minute, but I just have to talk about Big G, the um, ALCS MVP. Well deserved. And as Rajil rightly points out, he stole a base as well this postseason. That's freaking unbelievable. So, yeah, I'm really, really proud of that guy.
Yeah, I'm speechless because like he's been fantastic. Brazil. He's carrying Judge. Judge has not been great. He's had a few big hits here and there, but overall, Aaron Judge has not really had a great postseason. He's 700 plus OPS, but overall the numbers have not been phenomenal. But the guys around him have hit. Torres at the top of the order, Soto. We're gonna get to him, but Giancarlo Stanton, and it was 0-2 in that at bat, and what
That
an
about
absolute what an at
majestic.
bat. Without him, we don't win this series. Without him, we don't beat Kansas City. So,
Exactly.
what more do you want from the guy? If he keeps us up in the World Series, there's a very good chance we can win that. I don't know who we're playing yet, obviously, but this is what you need in October. You need a guy to have an absolutely scorching hot postseason run if you want to win the whole thing, and it happens every year. It happened in '09 with A-Rod and Matsui. It happened in the '90s with guys like Bernie and Tino, and usually it was Tino, or Scott Brocious coming up. And
But it's different in the '90s though, because it was like more of a team effort. But this is like a literally carrying you on your back kind
I'm
of a
saying
run.
like you usually need that guy. Like at least one guy has to
Yeah,
have like this unbelievable playoff for you to go win the whole thing, and that's like McDavid Justice was doing in 2000 was pretty special.
yeah,
This is what you need if you want to go far. You need to have one guy that's just constantly locked in. And luckily for us, we have about three, or you could put Volpe in that conversation. Four guys that are really locked in, and that makes the lineup better. Because eventually, Aaron Judge is going to get a couple of big hits. Like you can almost put that like on a guarantee. He'll get some big hits. He might not hit 500 in the World Series, but he'll get some big hits. But if
he will.
Stanton's hitting like this behind him, you're going to have to pitch the Judge, and eventually he will make somebody pay.
Yeah.
That's just what Aaron Judge does. So you need this, and that's what Stanton's providing as protection now. And shout out to you because you said it. Have Stanton be Judge's protection, and look what happened.
It works. Fucking works. I mean, just look at Stanton's numbers as a Yankee in the postseason. 15 home runs in his first 35 at bats in the postseason. Last time that's been done, Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth. Now he's increased it up to 16 home runs. That is ridiculous. It's freaking ridiculous. Now that he's beating Babe Ruth's freaking numbers, now we're talking history. We're talking history. Exactly, Regil. Big G in historic territory. Let's talk about that at bat, man. I mean, when you have Jazz Chisholm, who's having one of the worst postseasons I've seen in a long time, on deck, how stupid do they have to be to throw a pitch in the zone to Giancarlo Stanton? And he fought back though, man, because it was 0-2. He swung at two bad pitches, but he quickly fixed that, and he worked that count full. He finally got a pitch in the zone, and he absolutely demolished it.
You know, we were all together on the stream, Alex, Luca, myself, and yourself. And you said it. Why were they pitching to him? And then obviously you were ahead I think of all of us on the stream, and I was like, wait a second, yeah, why are they pitching to him? Because Jazz is on deck and Jazz can't hit. Why are you giving him anything to hit? And for them to do that, it's like they wanted to lose because they had control of that game. We couldn't hit.
No,
But that's October baseball. It takes one swing. Look at what happened in Game 3. It took one swing to change that game in Cleveland's favor, back in Cleveland's favor. And last night, back and forth affair, but it took one swing to put it back in our favor. And then here again tonight, one swing, it was 2-2. Next thing you know, the bullpen shuts him down, and then Soto does it again. So I can't even speak. This is the playoffs. It takes one swing. What's up, Lou? Congrats.
Congrats to us.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations, Lou. Let's talk about the generational Broadway Shoto hit a shot into Broadway from Cleveland. I mean, dude, how much do you want to pay this guy?
Carry the 4. Whatever the fuck he wants. That's what you pay him. You
Literally.
do not let this guy walk. You do not, under any circumstance, let this guy leave in the offseason. I don't care what happens in the World Series. When it comes to Juan Soto, he doesn't need to prove anything else. Well, I mean, obviously you want to see him come through and win us a championship, but he has shown he is the difference maker between this team being just an ALCS contender to now a World Series contender. He put them over the top. No doubt about it. That was the move that the Yankees felt like they had to make to become a World Series contender. Because the team largely is the same from last year, aside from a few additions, and Soto being the biggest one. Juan Soto, blank check, 1,000%, whatever he wants. $1 billion.
$1 billion.
You do not let this guy walk. You make sure he's a Yankee for the rest of his career. You keep him and Judge around as that duo, and you have a chance at winning a lot more American League pennants and hopefully World Series.
And Rob can testify to this. On the stream, I felt fucking great about that at bat.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, we're talking about one of the greatest postseason history hitters in the history of the game coming up in this spot. I feel great about this situation. And as he kept fouling off some of the most difficult pitches you could possibly foul off and face, he kept fouling them off. He kept fouling them off. And you just saw him growing more and more confidence where he was like, yeah, he was like this. Yeah, come on. Give me one more. Come on. And then he did. And boom! It's going to Broadway. What a fucking moment. We were all fucking crying. We were all fucking screaming. One of the fucking most amazing moments in my life. I will always remember that moment. What a freaking moment, Rob.
Tats,
how's it going, guys? How's everybody's mood right now? Are we all feeling good?
I think we're feeling fantastic. How are you feeling, man? I'm glad I guilt tripped you into coming on.
No, listen, and Rob, you were spot on in the message. This is something we've been waiting 4 years. 4 years that we've been doing the show. We were waiting for this moment to talk about the Yankees going to the World Series. And I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure if I was going to jump on. I really wanted to set something up. Shout out to everybody in the chat that's hanging out with us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. This is a celebratory moment. And I still have yet to see the highlight of the 10th inning because what got me aggravated, right, was you guys saw the text message right at the 10th inning. Everything, my whole entertainment system crashed out. I missed the entire thing, right? So what I will say is thank you to Jonathan. Thank you to my friend Tony. Thank you to my nephew Angelo. Thank you to Spencer, because they were texting me all the updates of what was going on while I was trying to resolve the situation. So shout out. Big shout out to the family. But that
only you guys. I don't even know how that's humanly possible. Like
it's my luck.
We love you too, Will. Thank you so much for being a supporter with us. As I say, everyone that's in the chat right now, I mean, it's late. I know it's late for you guys. It's like almost 20 to 1 in the morning Eastern time. It's fucking 20 to 6 in the morning Scotland time, but I don't fucking care because this is how much it fucking means to all of us.
And I think Brad kind of sums this up really well. This is the most Uncle Tess thing ever. Facts. especially guys like Barrett have been riding and dying with us since forever. This is the absolute most Uncle Tat's moment. And I'm like, uh, it had to be Soto.
There had
It
to
was
be,
almost
man.
like it
It's
was destiny.
fitting. It was.
It was destiny for it to be Soto to have that moment.
And
And
Rob pointed out that the first win was because of Soto because he threw the last guy out. So it
yep.
was kind of fitting that
And
he'd
then
have the last
he
lap
mixed the
to
last
get
out
us
of
to
the
the World
game to
Series.
secure the win. It's
That's right.
for a guy that we thought we missed out on when he was traded from Washington to get to the moment today, the journey the emotional roller coaster of us Yankees
Salute,
fans
John.
has been. What's going on, John? Long time no see. Glad to see you hanging out with us. It's this emotional roller coaster of Soto has just been euphoric. There's so many words that you can put into this whole situation, and that's really all it is. Ah, I'm trying so hard not to just scream at the top of my lungs and wake my whole house up because we all have to be up early in the morning. So,
I
but
really don't care. I'll probably have some fucking letters coming through my letterbox about screaming at fucking 5 o'clock in the morning. But I don't care. Fucking complain away, motherfuckers. I'm going to the World Series.
plus, guys, I don't want to get the dog too excited because she'll flip the whole room upside down if she
Well,
moves.
that's true.
Yes, Tats has an excuse. He's got a literal monster in there.
It is a big mofo. As big as Big G. So I asked Rob what it means to him, and I shared what it means to me. Uncle Tats, share what it means to you.
I was on the phone with my friend Tony Garcia, who I go to the games with a lot. Some of you might know him on Twitter. He is the man. And we're on the phone and we're talking about it. I'm like, younger fans don't realize the enjoyment that our generation that saw the '09 series, how long we've been waiting for this. This sums up all of the trivial moments, the missed opportunities, the what could have beens. And for some of you fans, it's the same thing with the 80s after coming off the wins from the 70s. It's all right, we were supposed to have the sustained run that never happened. We had it in the dynasty years. We were able to get to the promised land in '09, and we have been waiting all these years to get back to that point. You can't. There's no words to put. The only word I can think of it really is just euphoric. The euphoria of getting back to this point is something that we have been striving for. Really, the three of us, including Lynn and Sierra, who are on the women's show, they'll be on tomorrow morning. Check it out. We've been waiting for this since 2017, where we thought we were on this cusp of another run, and it was mishap after mishap after mishap to finally have everything come together. You really can't put that to words. We could sit and we could preach to the players about all the accomplishments they've had this season. The players that we didn't think were even going to be a factor 2 months ago. Did we think we were going to see Luke Weaver closing out games to get us to this point?
Cold Italian.
We talked about it, but we never thought it was actually going to come to fruition. The only one that we have been consistent on since this show was created was get this team to October and put your faith in Stanton. And that's exactly what happened. Stanton is why we're in the World Series. As much of the heroics of Soto today in the extra inning and what he's done for this team, when you get to October, he is our generation's Mr. October.
It absolutely is.
All right, I'm not going to say he's going to replace Reggie. Different generation of fans, different generation of players. I don't want to diminish what Reggie Jackson did. Stanton is our generation's version of the Mr. October, and I don't see anybody taking that throne.
Very, very well. I got a hella bad cramp in my leg from sitting too long watching this game. But yeah,
That's why I have you all beat, and this is why Antat she laughs at me all the fucking time because I do not sit when the game is on. I will stand in this room. The TV is. I could point to it. I don't sit, and I pace back and forth, driving her absolutely berserk.
well, I think I aged enough to match you in years with this series over these last few games. So the old jokes are no longer out the window now because
We're all basically 102 now.
yeah, we're all the same age now. We've all lived to see the start and
Hey,
end
we
of
got a new sub.
Spears Network.
Let's hear it out.
Welcome to the family.
Welcome to the family. What's up, Donnie? Long time no see.
Spear,
Man,
congratulations to you for the Yankees.
congratulations,
Brad also brings up a good point because you always have to hit that rewind button to the beginning of the year. And when Cole went down at the beginning of the year, a lot of us, and we probably said it on the show, if we went back and checked receipts, we probably hit that panic button for a second. No, this was supposed to be the year. We finally had all this momentum with Soto. We actually had Verdugo and Grisham to play a legitimate outfield. And then we lost our ace, and we're going, fuck, now what? Every time we think that everything's starting to fall into place and something goes wrong, well, look where we are now. Let that be the reminder that baseball is a long fucking season. There's 162 games to get to the postseason, and then that run is separate from everything else. And
dude, we've already cried, Spears. We've already cried. Rob, it was so cool. We did a live stream, and Rob called his dad on air, and then he was screaming with his brother, and then I called my cousin. He was over in Boston, salute to him. We were calling him live on air, and I was fucking crying. And I don't care. Absolute tears of joy.
Yep. And Donnie, you're right. Everybody was talking about trading or benching Big G. But let's also take a step and think about, as much as we critique Cashman, as much as we critique Boone, and I think this is more of a point towards Boone's accolades. He managed this team to give we always bitch about rest days, punt lineups, and this and that. He got to this postseason with the healthiest roster he's ever had. And everybody showed up for him.
Massive shout out to Aaron Boone. He managed a hell of a postseason to this point.
And Acevedo, Torres too. Torres fucking killed it in the leadoff spot. There's nothing wrong you can say about this kid.
He did.
There's so many different players that stepped up, right? Like, aside from the obvious names like Soto and Stanton, but like Torres was great. The pitching was the rotation. You can so, but they did enough to keep us in games. Like tonight, Rodon did enough to keep us in the game. Volpe, phenomenal. Did a phenomenal series.
Yep.
Wells didn't, but he was really good behind the plate. So even guys that didn't produce at the plate were doing their job with the glove, like Verdugo and even Judge and Wells.
Well, Chisholm had a few really good plays at third
Chisholm
base.
Chisholm did have a really good defensive series. So these guys, even though the bats weren't there for everybody, everyone stepped up. The bullpen.
Everyone pitched in.
Up until even Clay Holmes up until yesterday was doing his part. So everyone stepped up. And even guys like Meza, Tim Hill tonight, Jake Cousins with that ridiculous frisbee slider and that sinker. Like, everyone stepped up. And this is Oh, you bought World Series gear. That's real interesting coming from the guy that said we were going to lose.
I'm still mad in LA for the Jazz Chisholm in fourth, batting fourth. I'm
Yeah,
still
you put that into the air. You got some nerve. Anyway, but yeah, congratulations, LI.
mad.
No,
LA,
we're
trust me when I tell you, you had the whole YouTube Twitter community up in an uproar when that lineup came out.
yeah, what a shocker. LI causing controversy. But yeah, everyone stepped up. And even after as bad of an ending as game 3 was, I never once said the series was over. I just felt really down about the way they lost that game. And but resiliency is a word that I know Donald and I are familiar with because of the Giants in '07. They use that word a lot. And that the Yankees showed resiliency in this series because they could have easily folded last night and it would have been 2-2 going into tonight. So they didn't fold. They came back. They fought back. They won, and they fought back again tonight, and they won. They got the big hits when they needed it, and that's what October's about. Because I keep going back to what the Mets are doing. They keep getting the big hit that keeps them alive when it looks like they're down and out. And the Yankees got that the last 2 nights. They got the big RBI from Torres. Tonight it was the Stanton and Soto home runs. That's what you live for in October, and that's what you need to get a championship. And we're 4 wins away from getting one, so we need a few more of those moments, obviously. But
You know what's funny, and I want to throw this before Donald makes his next take. All right, you brought up the Giants. The other thing about that 07's I think this was in 11 where it was the all in mentality. If you were watching the players in the dugout, like the other day they were showing they had on screen Enter Torres had that big battle of an at bat. The first thing he did was he's going over nose with Judge while Soto's at the plate. You know, like they're all in to boost each other and help each other out. So, you know, when you mentioned the Giants, that was something that popped in my head. These teammates are all in for each other.
They are.
Nobody's out for themselves.
It's a great point, man. The whole team
And
is
I
together.
think that's why they've reached the pinnacle they've reached. And like Big G said in the post game yesterday, there's a lot more work to be done.
yep, and he
But
said it again
the
tonight. I
way
don't know
that
if you.
they close the series out, they have to be feeling not unbeatable, but because any team they have to have that their confidence has to be at 1,000%. I don't think they feel like they can lose to anybody.
But at the same time, they also know that it's not over yet, and
Yeah.
that's what John Carlos Stanton is like leading the charge in that. He keeps saying he doesn't feel like they've accomplished anything. He said tonight he doesn't want this trophy. He wants the next one. This is a team that can celebrate, but also knows that there's more work to be done, and that's the beauty of it. That's what we want to hear, and I think we've got the team to do it. Obviously, we got to find out who we're playing first, but sometimes momentum can take you a long way in the playoffs,
Yep.
no
And
matter the sport.
here's just a slight teaser for Monday morning, just to make sure that you guys all show up. Even though we're talking about a lot of this now, we will be having our award ceremony that Donald has perfected. Monday morning, we will be giving our series awards because there's a lot to go through. You know, I think there are some clear cut winners, but there are some that maybe not so much. You know, I think the bottom of the awards might not be what you guys expect. So make sure you tune in Monday for that.
What's up, Carlos? Congratulations, my brother. We did it. We're American League champions, Carlos. We did it. Oh my god. I'm still
I'm
like,
in shock.
yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if it's a dream, like because this doesn't feel real. It really doesn't. Like Juan Soto and John Carlos Stanton just took us to the World Series. I feel like at any moment I'm gonna hear my alarm clock go off and be like, fuck you. You thought.
Believe me, I was going like this the whole time, pinching myself all over the plate. You know, I'm like, nope. I feel everything I'm doing. Like this is actually fucking real.
If you want to see authentic reactions to it, I advise you all to, if you didn't see it live, go check out Alex and Luca Big Blue in the Bronx channel, and watch our reactions to the Soto home run and the final out, you will see real, genuine, lunatic Yankee fan reactions to this. And if that it felt real in the third out, and but right now I'm still thinking like, how am I supposed to go to sleep knowing that my team finally is back in the world, back where they belong? Let's just call it what it is. Back where we belong. This is where we fucking belong in the World Series.
It's. I used to have a shirt, and I really wish I still had it. This was, I mean, I'm going 20 years back. It says the reason that it may be called the World Series, but it'll always be home in the Bronx. And I think that shirt really said, would say it all at this point, because we've been waiting so long to have that moment back where our team is playing for this prestige. And it's surreal. It really is. And the funny part is, to rewind it a little bit, because this, even Rob and Donald don't know about this part yet. In the beginning of the game, because Aunt Tats and I are going to be going on a fishing trip in a couple of hours, so she's getting all the baking done because she bakes for all the trips, which is great. And everybody on the boat, they love it. And I'm trying to. My cable went down. Like, nothing was going right, and I'm going, you know what? I don't know if I could do this. Like, I don't know what to do with myself. So she's like, well, you have to watch this game. She goes, go to the bar, go have a couple of drinks, sit in front of the TV in the bar, and just get out. Because you are driving me crazy.
Wise words.
So I'm at the bar, and I'm watching the game, and the hostess, and she's she was obviously vested into the Yankees, coming out on top. We're down, and she's like, they can't lay off the pitch away, down and away every time, no matter who's at the plate. And I'm like, I know, kind of sucks, And then we get to run. Stanton hits that home run to tie the game. Time stopped, and everybody was just, their jaw was on the floor. They're just staring at the TVs, because I have convinced them to put the game on every TV, right? And I'm at this bar a lot. And spoiler alert, opening weekend, there will be an event for the Pitchlight Chronicles at this bar. So keep your eyes open, and it will be for subscribers only. So there will be limited tickets. So make sure you're subscribed to be able to go. So as I was talking to the manager of the place today while I was there. So that will be happening. So Donald, book your ticket. That's how vested these people, everybody. You don't even have to be a baseball fan. When the Yankees are in the World Series, it's an event. There's a New York emotion behind it that cannot be duplicated. I don't care what sport it is.
Facts.
This is special, and I think that younger fans do not take this moment today for granted.
Very well said. We're very
Well
lucky.
said.
We're very lucky that we've got to
I
see.
didn't think he'd be in condition to be in this show, and he is fucking cooking. Good job, Taz.
See, Tats, you doubted yourself. No, it's well said, because we were very lucky to watch the dynasty and see the greats that were part of that team, like the Jeters and the core four, and Bernie and Clemens and Wells and Cohen, all those guys. But there's a lot of people that didn't get to see that. There's a lot of people that really don't remember '09 because they were very young when it happened. So
Right.
there is a whole new generation of fans that, even though we are spoiled as with 27 championships, haven't gotten to see one. So yeah, this is for a lot of newer fans that weren't able to really see what we got to see. I will forever consider myself lucky
Yep.
that I got to see the dynasty, because all people that are growing up now, they can only hear about it. We got to
Yeah.
live through it. We lived through it. The greatest team of all time, and no one will ever top that. But this is for a whole new generation. It's a different time now, and
You
they
know,
got to enjoy it.
I
So do
even think
we.
for my generation that grew up in the '80s, where 5, 6 years old, some of us seven, in '86 where the Mets were on top, it could have been easy for me to just latch on to that team, and to come out of that whole era as a Yankee fan, I think is something that I'm very grateful for. I don't take away from what the Mets did back then, because it kept baseball alive as a kid for me in New York, where it could have just kind of fizzled out a little bit if they
I
won.
do. Fuck the Mets. Right.
No, no, no.
Let's just celebrate
Hold
the
on.
Yankees.
That's why I don't want this generation to take this moment for granted, because this is going to be a moment that can carry you throughout your teenage years into your 20s and going forward. This is your team. Embrace it. Enjoy it. And don't take anything. You can't take these years for granted,
No.
because we thought after '09, going back, to Battle Texas in 2010, we thought we were like, all right, we got this. We're the Yankees. And we haven't been back to this spot since then, since '09. This is not easy to do. So don't take it for granted. That's the moral of my story.
Yeah, I thought that was another dynasty coming after '09.
Yeah.
A lot of things happened, and it wasn't for obvious reasons, the GM. But yeah, that was a long time ago. It seems like it was just yesterday, but it was 14 years ago, 15 years ago since the World Series, but 14 years since that 2010 debacle. So first time we've been there in 15 years. So that's a long time. 15
And the
years.
same GM is still here now
He's still
to get us
here.
another pennant. That is pretty badass.
That is pretty insane. But yeah, 15 years is a long time. A lot happens in 15
Yeah.
years. People go through an entire, pretty much an entire school run in 15 years.
Yeah.
You can do a lot in 50, you can start a family in 15 years. You can go
Our
through,
adulthood,
yeah, you can go through multiple jobs and careers in 15 years.
marriages.
Marriages, relationships, mental asylums. You can do a lot in 15 years. So, um, and it's a long time coming, man. 15 years ago, I was a much different. I was a kid. I was a fucking teenager 15 years ago. So, Brad was still old as dirt. But yeah, 15 years ago was a long fucking time. So it's a new era, and hopefully this is the start of something special.
Yeah, and yeah, Brad, Donnie. There were a lot of I still remember the guys have heard the story. A lot of the guys that have been with us for a while have heard the story before. In '09, I just started my job with the school district, and we didn't have smartphones back then. We just had very standard texting. And Tats texted me game by game after every inning, all the highlights that was going on. To keep me updated on the World Series. It's find your way. Here's what I want everybody to find your way to never forget what we're going to be witnessing. Whether it's sitting with your coworkers, going out, sitting in the in the living room with your kids. If you're able to go to the game, that's even better. But find your way where 15 years from now, you're going to be like, I remember when they got back to that World Series. I remember this run because we can all tell you, all us old timers, as much as you want this to happen every year, it's not promised.
Enjoy it.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen to that. Let's
And on that
fucking go.
note, shall we have our final thoughts and sign off, and then bring on the celebrations? So I'll give Uncle Tats the final word first.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it. I've said it a few times. This is something. When you look back at the last time you were here and where my life has gone and the ride the Yankees have given me, embrace it, enjoy it. Let's see who we're facing, because that still has not been decided. But thank God for our generation's Mr. October, Giancarlo Stanton. Thank you, Cashman, for making the trade for Juan Soto. Thank you, Rodon, for not having a repeat of last year. We didn't. I didn't even get a chance to get into the starting pitching too much.
We've got Monday.
Oh no! Yeah, we already, when you had stepped out, we had said Monday we're going to do a complete award ceremony, everything of our awards of the series, and thank God we're not going to have TBS.
To be fair, the announcer for this ALCS cooked. He was
Brian
great.
Anderson was great. His
He was
other two.
he was
I could
great.
do it at Ron Darling though. No Mets people.
Yeah, but Anderson was just going out of his
Yeah,
mind. Like, he's a great announcer.
yeah. And Brian Anderson did a phenomenal job. But just
Rob,
leave Darling out.
Back where we belong. I can't even speak anymore. We're back where we belong. The New York Yankees are in the World Series again. Long time coming, much deserved. This team fought their asses off. I don't want to hear anything about who we played. It's not our decision who we played in the fucking playoffs. A lot of people will try to downplay this run. The Royals are a good team. The Guardians are a really good team. We beat them. You can only beat who's in front of you. You can't control who you play in the postseason. And fuck all the doubters. Fuck all the haters. Fuck everyone that picked Cleveland to win. Fuck everyone that wanted Giancarlo Stanton gone. Fuck everyone that wanted him benched. Fuck everyone that even had the thought of wanting to let Juan Soto walk because his defense isn't that good or his base running isn't that good. Fuck anyone who said anything like this, just nonsense throughout the season that this team wasn't good because of a bad run. Fuck it. We got here. We're in the World Series. So if anyone hopped off the bandwagon then, I don't want to see you back on it now. Because as bad as things got, we still stuck through it. We criticized them, rightfully so. They played like shit for 2 months. But not once did we say this season was over. Every single time I kept saying this team's better than what they're showing. They just got to fucking go out there and do it. And they did it. And they did it when they needed it to. And we're in the World fucking Series. So it's a big middle finger to a lot of people that didn't think we'd get here. But a big fucking tip of the cap to the team, to the 26 players on that roster and the coaches, except for maybe Luis Rojas. But everybody else gets a congratulations.
and my final thoughts on another note is it's just a sheer amount of pride that we get to share this with a community which back in 2009 wasn't available. What it is for us, and this is a new era, is the new time where we can we have a community, we have a family, the Pinstripe Chronicle family, which every one of you guys sub. Anyone who's watching who hasn't already subbed, hit the sub button and join in the community and the family. Um, that's what the special thing is about this new era. So obviously, when I was growing up, we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have these kind of things like that, where all we really had was like the radio, sports radio. But now we've got a platform for ourselves where we can, speak our minds, speak our hearts. So I think it's pretty freaking cool to share this with you guys, share it with Uncle Tats. We've been to a bunch of games together, and I'm wearing the same jersey as I did the last time the last game we went to. So salute to Rob, my brother from another mother. We've absolutely ride and died this team over the last 4 years to call it every day, so it means a lot. Salute to NFE. Thanks for joining, man. And it just reminds me of when I was a kid, and my grandfather would send me the T-shirts of every World Series up to the '90s. Well, Bernie Williams T-shirt, Jeter T-shirt, Tino T-shirt. Send me newspaper clippings of the New York Daily News of the Yankees celebrating and shit like that, and my whole freaking room and White Plains was just all freaking newspaper clippings of fucking Yankees celebrating over the World Series that I had this glory of celebrating when I was a kid, but now all these years later, as an old man, we have this little, well, not an old man, still fairly young, but I feel fucking old, especially feel fucking old because it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. But to share this with you guys, it means a hell of a lot, and it means a hell of a lot. I know that my grandfather, Don, rest in peace, is looking down with a lot of pride too. So, I want to say a big thank you and salute to him, and salute to every grandfather and father and mother and grandmother and grandfather, everyone that has passed on this Yankee to glory that we have, to all of you in the chat and to everyone on my panel. So I wanted to end that on that kind of note because it's pretty special. And we will go in on Monday and we're going to break down the whole fucking thing.
And Donald, one more thing before you close it out and wrap it up and hit the outro. For all the people that have been with us since day one, and all the people that are new to our channel that are watching, this is our first trip to the World Series. And if you've had to enjoy this ride with us over this next week or so, you haven't seen anything yet. If you want to see this energy at a different level, you are going to want to be involved with every show we do.
I'm going to be insufferable.
We haven't seen nothing yet.
You've been warned. I'm going to be insufferable if we win a World
Series. Why
Series.
can't I so cry? That's awesome, man. That's what it's all about.
You don't have to stop. Just
don't enjoy it. Fucking enjoy it. So on that note, we will see you guys. Well, join the girls tomorrow because they will have their own take, and congratulations to them. And on Monday, we will break down the whole frickin' series. Just before we go, Uncle Tats, I have been a Yankee fan for 25 years. Let's bring it home. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And on that note, wear your pinstripes with pride and play hard. And congratulations, because we're going to the World Series!